Good morning, everybody. Here we are again. Uh, we got our new ACs installed. You all can't see them, but they feel really good. And we're nice and cool. We're thinking about y'all. Y'all could be with us and be cool too. But we're not allowed to do that yet. But we do have our new ACs in, so we are ready when they let us come out and meet again. We can be cool. So we're in the cool. We want to thank Larry, Ashley's dad, for coming out and helping us get them put in. And it's quieter than before and cooler than before, so am I making you jealous yet? Anyway, thinking about today, I thought, we could all just stay at home and thought it'll just be a day off. Like I said last week, we want to serve Him. We have a priority. We have a desire to get here and serve Him. And just being here and, with the music, with 6 of us, that's all we have this morning. And Brother Ron speaking, we're getting fed. We're getting His word. We're getting His music, and we need that. So like I said last week, let's make a priority to serve Him, no matter what the circumstances are. And they change every day almost. I thought of Proverbs 27:1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. That's where we are. We can say, well, tomorrow we're going to do this, but the rules may change. And then I thought about, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds tomorrow. Think about that. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who's in control and who holds tomorrow. Last week, Facebook blocked us out because we played some songs or did some things, so they blocked us out. So we're going to do things different this week, and hopefully things will work good. Now we're still on the same theme. Ron's in Ecclesiastes, and we're still on the same thing of being satisfied. A lot of stuff on satisfied. And of course I have a joke that I haven't had for a long time, so bear with me, about never satisfied. It says, 2 friends met in the street. One looked sad and almost on the verge of tears. The other man said, "Hey, how come you look like the whole world has caved in?" The sad fellow said, "Let me tell you. 3 weeks ago, an uncle died and left me $50,000. That's not bad at all," the other guy said. "Hold on," he said. "I'm just getting started. 2 weeks ago, a cousin I never knew kicked the bucket and left me with $75,000 tax-free." "Well, that's great," the other guy said. "I'd like that. Last week, my grandfather passed away, and I inherited almost $1 million. So the other guy said, "Well, why are you so glum?" He said, "Well, so far this week, nothing." And I thought, it depends how you look at it. What's your way of thinking? Makes us laugh at it, but never satisfied. Look at all the money you got. And of course, as I thought of money, I thought of all the things, money can't buy. Money doesn't make us happy. It can buy us some things, but it doesn't make us happy. As we talked about last week, the only way to feel satisfied is to be connected to God. We have that void that only He can fill. And we try to fill it with everything else in the world, like I said last week, and some of you didn't get theirs last week, so only He can fill that spot. And as I'm looking at stuff and trying to lay out the service, things pop into my head, and I look them up and decide how to go, and I thought of the quote from Jim Elliot: "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he can never lose." Eternity, serving Him, we never lose that. The things on earth, we can leave here empty-handed with nothing. So we need to be connected to Him, and that brings me to my stand firm. And you're going, "Oh, here we go again." Yeah, well, I didn't use stand firm for a couple of weeks, and we can stay here at 1 o'clock today, according to the rules. It says here, "I am the vine, you are the branches," in John 15:5. "The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit, because you can do nothing without me." And I thought, that's true. I am nothing, I have nothing, I can do nothing. Without Him, we're nothing. And as I thought of that, I thought, the vine, the branches, you think of your sugar apple tree, your grape tree, whatever tree is nice and bearing fruit, and you cut that limb off and see what happens to it. shrivels up, it doesn't produce anything. And it says, I am the vine and we are the branch. So if we remain in him, we're connected. If we get cut off, nothing happens. We shrivel up and die. So stay connected to God. It says, if you feel far away from God right now, guess who moved? You're only a decision away from reconnecting. And I thought this was appropriate for the times we live in. There's nothing that strikes terror into the life of a teenager more than this phrase, no connection. I've witnessed it firsthand with my two daughters. When Wi-Fi is down, it's as if the world ends. I'll admit that even us adults, when we have no wireless connection, it can be frustrating. Our culture has grown so accustomed to be able to connect with the outside world at any given moment that when it's unavailable, even for a short while, we find ourselves seemingly lost. I'm thinking, you look at the people driving down the road, the people at work or wherever, and they're constantly holding that thing. I mean, I make it a point when I go to work to sit mine down somewhere out of the way, over on a shelf or on top of the seat or somewhere out of my reach, because it's definitely a habit, and we're used to being connected. This same concept applies to the imagery that Jesus used in today's passage for John. His audience understood the idea of vine and branches. Grapevines were plentiful in Jewish culture. Trimming a branch off the vine assures that the branch isn't going to produce any more fruit. It should be no surprise to us that when we have strayed away and are not connected to God, that we will feel his distance from us. It shouldn't catch us off guard when we don't see any answers to prayer, or when we feel as though we are floundering in life. When we make the choice to neglect spending time with God, we are crippling our effectiveness in the kingdom work and distancing ourselves from the very one who gives us life. The concept is easy to understand, but sometimes hard to carry out, as so many things distract us from our relationship with him. But if we are truly seeking to know God and his purpose for our lives, we have to make the conscious effort to connect with him. But unlike Wi-Fi connections, it doesn't just happen automatically. We have to choose whether or not we want to connect with God and choose wisely. And then it says in the questions down, consider this. How are you different when you're not connected to God? So just thinking about, being satisfied. And if you're not satisfied, it's maybe because we're not connected to God. So enough out of me for the day, my joke and my stand firm. So I got that out of my system. Now we're going to sing, As the Deer Panted for the Water.